this game from a birthday party. Whoever scheduled that birthday party, 1:00 on a Sunday in early December during football season, I don't know about that. But all in all, it worked out well. Oh, my word. How in the world did that game get pulled off?
Go Bills.
Go Bills. What a tough game to watch. What a great game to watch. It was all in all. I really don't know what to say about it. Frustrating as all hell. However, we ended up stealing a victory from the Bengals. What do you think, East? What are your thoughts?
Keon doesn't have as big as of a day as I thought he would.
Mm-hmm.
I was correct on putting him and the tight ends in the slot and letting them have a big day on post routes and slants. So,
yeah, agree with that. Quite a few things that we had mentioned. Big dubs, yeah. Quite a few things that we said were our keys prior to this week ended up coming to fruition. We just spoke about it this morning, spoke about it earlier in the week. Our biggest key was the tight ends, getting them involved in the pass game, some jumbo personnel, whether it be 12 or 13 man. I don't have all the numbers in front of me, but tight ends were out there on the field, and quite honestly, they all had a part in this game.
Jackson Hawes, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, all in there. Dalton Kincaid coming back from an injury. Big day. Khalil Shakir, big day as always. Gabe Davis, we saw a little bit of him.
Yep. Khalil surprisingly did not have as big a game as I thought that he would have.
We had no injuries today. Thank the Lord.
I don't believe that anyone got banged up, at least to the point where they had to come out of the game. Right. I don't know if there are any.
Ty Johnson with that hand, he had
Oh, that's right.
He was walking off like this.
A wrist.
He came back on, though.
You're right. He did. So let's peep this here. So we said the tight ends needed to be a big factor. We said that they would be. Dawson Knox. 6 catches for 93 yards. Although he did not score a touchdown, he did haul in that 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
That was in a big spot. My goodness. Dalton Kincaid, who we also said would have and hopefully was going to have a big day. 4 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. Huge day. And then Jackson Hawes, albeit only 1 catch for 3 yards, he found pay dirt as well and scored a touchdown. So you have, between your 3 tight ends, you have 11 catches.
Each of them have a touchdown or
a 2-point conversion.
Right.
So you have 11 catches for 93 plus 41.
So what's that?
So that's 134, I think 137 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion. So 11 catches, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 2-point conversion by your tight ends.
Good for Jackson Hawes because we drafted him for blocking, but he's in there scoring touchdowns too. So.
That is true. His main
focus, our main
focus
for him was for him to block.
Yes, that is true. Everything
Bedford, crazy game.
Well, yeah, let me just show one thing real fast before we get into Christian Bedford.
Okay. Focus on offense first.
No, I just want everyone to take a look at this. I want to show this picture that the Bills posted. You see this photo? See James Cook's face? Someone actually commented exactly what I was thinking. Cook is all of us right now. Look at that face. This is Reggie Gilliam here next to James Cook after the game.
Great friends.
Saying, you know what? Way to go, James. I don't know how the hell we did it, but man, did we squeak that thing out. That's what Reggie Gilliam is saying. This is me assuming. And then James Cook gives Reggie a smile that I don't know that he's ever made before that I've seen. It says, "Yeah, buddy. Don't know how the hell that happened, but we figured it out."
Because we went to one of his
Look at that smile.
and he did not smile once.
Yeah, we did go up to
Rochester.
Pittsford, in the Rochester area, and go to the Bills training camp. What was the school? Jeez, our friend's son goes to school there.
Like a half-ass smile.
Yeah,
because he was. Well, he gave a good smile for the pictures, but then he didn't try to give everybody. Well, he might have tried.
St. John's Fisher, by the way.
Yeah. So yeah, he tried giving all of us a high five. Missed half of the kids in my age group, and said, "I got y'all, y'all."
Are you talking about training camp? Or are you talking about the James Cook camp?
Not the training camp. My bad. I meant the football camp.
Yeah, James Cook runs had a youth football program camp, a 1-day deal, also in Pittsford, Rochester area at one of the local high schools.
St. John's Fisher,
no, not at St. John's Fisher. Keon Coleman also did the same thing, but I thought that was funny. This face is fantastic. Speaking of James Cook, I'm not trying to poo-poo him, but I will say that he now has fumbled the ball 4 times in the last 4 games. Or 2 games. 2 of which we've lost. So last week against Pittsburgh, he fumbled twice. One, the Bills recovered.
Thank God.
The second one in the second quarter of last week's game against the Steelers, fumbled the ball, kneed the ball out of his own hands, literally his own knee. He did it to himself, unforced error. Fumbled the ball. Steelers landed on it, had the shortest field that they had all day. I think it was roughly the 40, 42-yard line. They went in for their only touchdown, their only score last week. And then tonight,
he fumbles again. Give it to Keon. We were saying give it to Keon the whole time. Didn't work. They didn't. I mean, it's not like they can hear us.
So. No, they can't hear us, and honestly, they don't really care, and we get that. But so I guess my question is to everyone, is this a problem? Is James Cook now a problem with holding on to the football? I don't know. I hope not. I hope this is not going to become a thing. And obviously losing the football like he did tonight in one of the most, I mean, he fumbled twice. Maybe even 3 times, but one was brought back. So he fumbled diving into the end zone, which would have been one of the nicer plays that you can possibly see for a 25 or so yard touchdown. Diving into the end zone, the ball comes loose, pops out of the back of the end zone before he crossed the plane, we thought, which would have been a touchback going the other way against the Bills and for Cincinnati. Fortunately, right, Cincinnati challenges this play because the play on the field was not that it was a touchback. The play on the field was called a touchdown, ball crossing the plane, touchdown. Cincinnati challenged that it would have been a fumble touchback, but it was not overturned because of the fact that there wasn't conclusive evidence to overturn the touchdown call. But the reason that it wasn't held up for a touchdown is because there was also offensive holding on the play. So it was brought back to the 30-yard line. Yeah, and it was first and 16 or so. Thank God it wasn't a touchdown. You're absolutely correct.
I think it was Ryan Vandermark too, wasn't it? The backup.
Ryan Vandermark doing what?
Holding.
You know what? I don't know. We were at that party and it got so loud at one point. I don't know who that was. We're gonna have to watch that back.
We weren't able to listen.
We couldn't hear much. So I hope that James Cook does not become an issue with his ball security. I trust him, and I think the Bills organization trusts him. Everyone in that locker room trusts him. I don't think that they think that something bad will happen, but I do feel that it's a question mark a little bit at this moment in time. Now, obviously it was snowing. There was a ton of snow on the ground.
Everybody was falling on their own feet and stuff.
Yeah, so the beginning of this football game was quite frustrating. Speaking of that, the defense for the Buffalo Bills on the first drive, they kicked the ball off to the Bengals for the first drive of the game, and the defense was so unbelievably soft that it was scary. Look at this. The Texans are beating the Chiefs 10-0. This could be huge. But it was scary how soft the Bills defense was playing against the Bengals on the Bengals first drive. Now, what it looked like to me, and I was hoping and I was waiting to see if it was going to happen to both sides of the football. I mean, both teams. What it looked like to me was the conditions on the football field were icy and slippery enough for the defenders on the Buffalo Bills to not be able to plant in the ground and or pivot themselves and get into the direction that they needed to at all quickly enough to play defense. Literally, they were so far deep of every receiver on the Bengals that there was a 5-6 yard cushion at the time of release from Joe Burrow to any one of the receivers, and he was spreading the ball out quite well. I don't think Joe Burrow played bad football, but I don't think Joe Burrow
played the best he could.
I don't know. I think he could play even better than he played tonight. And I think
100%.
the snow was obviously a factor, but I think that Joe Burrow just simply did not have to do anything crazy whatsoever for the most part, because the Bills, that defense is frustrating. I think at some point, although this is a huge game, huge win, I don't know if that defense is going to be able to put up when necessary, although the rush defense really came to play. We'll get into that. Anyway, the defense was really soft. It looks like they couldn't cut, they couldn't plant, they couldn't shift their weight, their momentum into the direction going downhill towards receivers and towards the ball, towards the line of scrimmage at all. Nice, easy score for the Bengals, first drive, right? And then the Bills come back out. They're doing the same thing on offense, their first drive. Working the ball down the field, both on the ground and through the air.
Finishing them off.
Well, they were about to tie the dang game up, and Ty Johnson, what did he do? He broke one, got through the line of scrimmage, kind of veered off a little bit towards the right side of the defense, and he is gone. Takes one look over his left shoulder to look back at the defense, trips over his own feet.
Right.
Trips over his own dang feet.
He literally could have walked in, fell over. Thank God the refs didn't call that a fumble, because it could have.
That's right.
Could have been.
Trips over his own feet, falls to the ground, slides however long, because it was wet, snowy, icy, slippery, what have you. But he was not touched. He slipped on his own, or tripped on his own feet. So as he falls to the ground, slides, one of the defensive backs from the Bengals, I forget who it was, comes up, does not touch the man. You know how when someone's down and they fall down on their own, they just touch them to make sure that they're deemed down. In the NFL, if your knee, butt, ankle, elbow, whatever hits the ground, you're not down yet unless you were touched on the way down or you were touched as far as being forced to the ground. No one touched him.
Right.
So the defender comes in, makes a big punch at the football, knocks it out of his hands. Looks to me as if he hits football first before he hits body or helmet or chest or what have you, pad. Ball goes flying. The Bengals, I think, recover the football.
Easily. Yeah.
Whistle was blown.
They called him
The
down.
Bills rushed to the line to get the snap off, because I think that they know better, and they knew that ball was probably out, which would have been a problem for them. It would have been a fumble, and the Bengals would have had the ball. But anyways, that play was basically stalled because Ty Johnson fell on himself. He should have scored a touchdown. It should have been 7-7 tie game, or at least 6-7 at that point, barring the extra point being
did it
made.
2 days in a row. I mean, 2 live streams in a row.
What?
6-7.
Did I say 6-7?
6
Well, that was a score, bro. That's what that was the score was. I did not do that on purpose. Come on. So, 7-3 after that. And then the Bengals have their way again. And then we get ourselves into a big predicament, which was 14-3, 14-9, right before half. We go for 2 because there was a penalty right on the touchdown. Josh Allen short pass to Khalil Shakir. Although I did say that I didn't think he had an enormous day. Josh Allen was so frustrated at this moment in time with 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter that he was running around. No one seemed like no one was getting open. He had to rush for a few yards, scramble out of the pocket time and time again. I think he just got so dang frustrated that he just let this ball rip into the end zone. Just over, I think, the left shoulder of a defender. It looked like a linebacker. Just a piss missile over the left shoulder of a linebacker who was facing away from Josh to Shakir. Yeah, Khalil Shakir wasn't even looking at the football. He just happened to whip his head around, and the football basically caught him. Thankfully, yes. So that tied the game. That brought the game to 14-9, but there was a roughing the passer call on that touchdown pass, which allowed the Bills to take on the 2-point conversion attempt from the 1-yard line versus being on the 2.5, 3-yard line, I believe, is what an extra point is. Maybe 2-yard line. So now it's from the 1. And Josh Allen, I believe, scrambles around after some play action and finds Dawson Knox.
Right.
A deep crosser.
It was a crosser?
Yeah, I mean, he was running to Josh's right in the back of the end zone. And regardless of what the route was,
correct, yeah.
Back of the end zone, coming towards Josh, scrambling with Josh Allen, and 2-point conversion successful. So now at halftime, well, what we think will be halftime, because there's not much time left. I think there's 3 minutes or less. Bengals, 14-11, drive down and absolutely shove it down the Bills' throat again. For the third drive in a row. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Joe Burrow short pass to Chase Brown for a 10-yard touchdown. This was another
issue
reviewed call.
Pretty
big call. Yeah. Chase Brown gets into the end zone and by the pylon, coming back to the football, dives, catches the football. As he goes out of bounds at about the half-yard line, it looked to me as if Chase Brown didn't even secure that football potentially.
Bring the play up, probably.
Not yet. It takes 24 hours for that to come back.
But it did bobble.
It to me, it looked like he did not catch the football. But they reviewed that, and quite honestly, not only did they say that he caught it, but they said that the possession took place inside that pylon and the goal line itself. So not only was it just a catch and a first down on the half-yard line, it was a touchdown to the Bengals. So now we have a game that is a lot closer than what we had wanted to at that point. But at the half,
big win.
Well, it was a big win, but at the half, it was 21-11. I believe, right? 21 to 11.
Right.
Yep. So that's not good. That's not what we want. But it happened, and we then get ball first possession of the second half, third quarter. And what do? We fortunately take it right down their throat. And Score a touchdown. 12 plays, I believe. 5 minutes, 40 seconds or so. Yeah. And we cap it off with a Dalton Kincaid 5-yard touchdown. Really big drive. It really set the tone, which brought it back to 21-18 from 21 to 11. Of course, at that moment in time, the Bengals go on a 16-play, 7-minute, 75-yard drive. 16 plays, by the way. I'm going to say it again. 16 plays. That is an enormous drive. 16 plays. Unbelievable. They capped that off with a 12-yard touchdown to Mike Gesicki. It was at this moment in time when I thought we had all the momentum. It was 21-18. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they had two separate third down conversions on this drive, and basically just deflated all the momentum that I thought that we had. Scored a touchdown, and now we're talking 28-18. So it's 10 points again. But the Bills, of course, in Bills fashion, messing with my mentals and my blood pressure and everything, go down 10 points again. And then 6 plays later, Josh Allen takes off from the Cincinnati Bengals 40-yard line to the house. I haven't seen Josh make a run like this since, I think it was the Steelers in the playoffs. Was that last year? No, that was 2 years ago. The Steelers in the playoffs, when he ripped a run for 50 or so yards, when everyone thought that he was trying to slow down near the sideline when he was about to be hit and act like he was going to slide. And then he didn't slide. And then he split those defenders and took off. Literally been almost 2 years.
He laid out a guy, too. I remember he had a pretty big truck. That was one of his big
against
trucks.
the Steelers?
Against the Steelers.
2 years ago? Maybe.
It may not have been that play. It was a big truck, though.
Yeah, no, it could be. I don't remember that part, but I remember the run, and I haven't seen Josh Allen run the football like he did in that play since then. So now we're talking 28-25. Okay?
Okay.
Fourth quarter. And 7.5 minutes left. Bengals get the ball. A couple of first downs. Right. Noah Fant for 15 yards. Chase Brown for 3. Jamar Chase for 16, which was one of his only 4 catches for like
4 for 16.
16 yards?
Yeah.
Is that all? Are we sure?
No,
I don't think so.
4 for 46 or something.
Jamar Chase had
you just missed him, I think.
5 catches for 44 yards. So not a horrible day, but not a Chase day. What was one of our other keys? Put a man over the top from Chase all day. And if someone's going to beat us between the two of them, let it be T. Higgins. T. Higgins had a pretty good day. 6 catches for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't want to say pretty good. That is a fantastic day. But like we said, we'd rather have T. Higgins beat us than Jamar Chase. And if I'm being honest, one of our keys, well, what we said we would like to have seen, the Bills didn't do. Benford should have been covering Higgins. The more
for the whole game,
physical, bigger-bodied, strong receiver between the two. That's what I think Benford is better at defending. Now, obviously, he shut down Chase. I think he gave up 2 catches tonight for like 14 yards. Right. We're going to have to get this verified, but I think that's what happened with Benford, Higgins, which is Pro Bowl caliber. For sure.
Higgins, Maxwell is the fastest guy in the what's it called? Fastest guy in the draft this year.
4.2 40, I think it was.
Something like that.
Yep.
And we're putting him on T. Higgins with more hands and speed. Jamar Chase is the athletic, speedy, shifty guy.
Yeah.
T. Higgins has hands.
And body.
And strength.
Yeah.
So
I agree. And it's the snow.
Right. So Maxwell gets not burned. It was good defense. And T. Higgins caught a ball right over his head.
The Bengals receivers made plays.
Bunch of
I am with you. They made some plays, man. They caught the football. Now, there was also multiple times where the ball hit them in their chest or their hands. They bobbled it and had to re-catch the football multiple times, which leads me to believe that our ball skills were not on par tonight as a defensive back unit. Because once that ball gets into a chest, we should be able to split those hands. Anyway, that's another conversation. We'll get into that. Maybe this week. Maybe that's something we can cover this week because that's not going to work out too well moving into the playoffs in the event that this is where we're headed. Okay, well, let's just recap the rest of this. So with 5.5 minutes to go on 1st and 10 after a 16-yard play to Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow drops back, looks to dump a little what looks like a screen pass or a loft floater, which really to Jamar, which I think would have only traveled in the air 5 yards maybe. The Bills had a CB blitz coming in from Joe Burrow's right side, who is Christian Benford, who already had a blitz sack at the end of the first half. Blitz is in, untouched. Instead of trying to get after Joe Burrow, he makes a conscious decision to shuffle his feet and then jump with Joe Burrow's attempt to loft the ball over the top of that blitzing man.
Lands pretty much sideways.
Who does?
Christian Benford. He was like this.
Well, in the air, he didn't land sideways because Christian Benford snatches the ball out of the middle of the air, lands on his feet, and heads home to the house for a 63-yard pick six. Christian Benford's second touchdown in the last 2 weeks and third turnover.
Yeah.
Because remember, he had the fumble return for a touchdown last week and an additional interception last week. And he had a sack last week, I believe. And another one today. He's going to win AFC Defensive Player of the Week again. He did last week. How does he not if he only gives up 2 catches?
He might get MVP.
Pick 6 for 63 yards and another sack.
Has
100% in my opinion.
Defender done that
this week? Not sure. Because we were at that party, we didn't get to watch a lot of football. This is the only thing we had on. We didn't have Red Zone. We didn't have much of our repertoire with us. So that's with 5.5 minutes left. It brings this game to the first time the Bills are winning the football game. Just like this, when the Bengals are doing whatever they want. Yes, the Bills get some momentum and get the game back to a 3-point game. But then, again, Bengals get two first downs. Yeah, they're on Buffalo's 33-yard line, driving again, and boom. So now it's a 3-point game. Bengals get the kickoff.
Return for, 15 yards, right? 14 yards, maybe even less. It wasn't the greatest return.
I don't know, actually. Let's see.
Do they show
it? Joe Burrow pass here. I don't know where this is. But on the pursuing... Oh, they missed this. On the pursuing possession... Okay, on the pursuing possession, Bengals receive the kickoff for 21 yards, bring it up to their 34-yard line. And the very first play, Joe Burrow drops back. Literally, I think he's going. I think his target this time was T. Higgins, I believe. I believe it was T. Higgins. The ball gets swatted at the line by Jordan Phillips, I believe.
And Deion Walker. I think it might have been
Deion Walker?
One of them.
Whether it was Deion Walker or Jordan Phillips, instead of trying to manipulate the offensive tackle to continue that pass rush, he sees Joe Burrow turn to release, sticks his paws up, smacks that ball into the air, and A.J. Epinesa hops into flight, grabs a ball out of the air, does not return this one to the house like Christian Benford did, but that's quite all right because now we have possession on the Cincinnati 29-yard line or 39-yard line. Sorry. Yeah. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 plays later on 4th and 3 from Cincinnati's 3, the Bills decide, and Sean McDermott decides to go for it on 4th and 3 on Cincinnati's 3, up by 4 points at this time. So a field goal would have put them up 7.
Correct.
Would have caused Cincinnati to score a touchdown, kick the extra point just to tie the game. We have 2 minutes left now. Okay.
Right.
When this happened, well, 3 minutes when it happens. Ended up being, I'm sorry, a 2 minute drive, but 3:09 left on the clock when they make this decision. 3 minutes 9 seconds, 4th and 3 on Cincinnati's 3. They're up by 4 points. Thought it was a huge play. I thought it was exactly what they needed to do. I remember I was saying they need to go for this, although I understand the field goal putting it to 7 points. Well, Cincinnati could not have tied the game with a field goal anyway. They needed to score a touchdown, and with 3 minutes left, Cincinnati at this point only had 1 timeout plus a 2-minute warning. Go for the dang thing. If you don't get it and there's an incomplete pass, and Cincinnati's got to go 97 yards. I know you weren't stopping anything really, but with 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning, and you just intercepted Joe Burrow on his last 2 passes, I'm going for this ball, and that's exactly what they did. So they basically sealed the game at this point. It wasn't over that quickly, but they scored a touchdown. Josh Allen rolls to his right and find Jackson Hawes, who again turned 25, I believe yesterday, who we just found out yesterday, share a birthday with me. Jackson Hawes and I share a birthday. So big shout out to Jackson Hawes. Congratulations, sir. Well-deserved December 6th birthday. Stud to Jackson Hawes. And at this moment in time, we're now up. What was it? 28-39. So then it became 39. I'm sorry. What?
So
up by 11?
By 11. Yeah, 28-39.
Yes, correct.
Right.
And the Bengals, of course, drive down the field in 50 seconds, score a touchdown. So it's 39-34. They elect to not kick an onside kick. They elect to kick the ball off, which I thought was a little odd. With what 2:07 remaining in the game, we seal the deal with a first down. They call their last time out. They get through the 2-minute warning. We proceed to move the chains, and the game is over. Josh Allen scrambled up the middle on a 3rd and 15. So,
that was the play that sealed.
So we get with 2:07 left, we get 3 yards by James Cook. Okay, which brings us to the 2-minute warning. The Bengals do not call a timeout. They bring it down to 2-minute warning. They still have a timeout. Then on 2nd and 7, Joe Brady and the Bills decide to drop Josh Allen back and try to pass the football. No one knows what they were trying to do. We got to go back to the all-22 later on and see what kind of patterns and routes these guys were running, because Josh Allen got sacked for -8 yards. And it was quick. Okay, he didn't really have much time at all. I don't know what the idea there was. So Cincinnati, of course, calls a timeout immediately. So with 1:54 left, Josh Allen now in the Bills now have 3rd and 15. 3rd and 15. So I'm thinking to myself, well, we should have ran on 2nd down, but since we didn't, we definitely have to run on 3rd down. A little draw, a little counter, something to where James Cook, whatever he does, even if he bounces outside, needs to stay in bounds and force the play clock to run this thing down to maybe a minute, and then we go ahead and punt and give them less than a minute with no timeouts to go, whatever, 60, 70, 80 yards. In which case they're going to need a touchdown anyway. So, but no, Josh Allen drops back. It didn't look designed to me. Scrambles, takes off,
for
3rd and 15,
yards, right?
17 yards. First down. Josh Allen is pumped the whole entire. I wish we were in Orchard Park. I mean, Highmark Stadium must have been going absolutely berserk at that point.
Well, yeah.
Because now the game's over. There's a minute left, no timeouts, running clock. First, you just reset the chains. First down. Game is over at that point. Take a couple knees, lock it in. Huge win. Frustrating win, but so exciting.
Yeah.
So damn exciting. Couple of question marks in my mind.
Can we talk about the injuries that might change the NFL for the rest of this season, including the playoffs?
Yeah, like what?
Like Daniel Jones. I think
No.
his injury. I
What
don't
was
know.
it? An ankle?
It was Achilles.
Oh, that's right.
It was Achilles.
I think he
Yeah.
ruptured it.
So, yeah, he's out for the season. He gets pissed. Throws his helmet on the floor.
Oh,
Walks
that.
out.
Yep.
Um,
Livid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out for the season. God knows what they're gonna do with a backup quarterback in
Nothing.
the playoffs. So
I said this past week that I didn't think the Colts were going to make the playoffs before Daniel Jones got injured.
well,
Now
they're-
they have no chance, no shot.
what
in my
they have
mind.
11 wins. They're definitely making the playoffs.
They've lost. Nah, they don't have 11 wins.
Sure. I thought no. That's the Patriots.
Correct.
So yeah, they're just like us.
They have 8 wins. They're 8-5.
Yeah, 8-5 or 9-4.
Oh, they're not making nothing.
Nope.
And East, let's go back to this up here. It's 10-0 at halftime in Kansas City. Just saying, in Kansas City, Houston's beating the Chiefs 10-0. 10-0. I don't mean to take this over from it. Patrick Mahomes is 8 for 12 for 58 yards with an interception and 2 sacks. His QB rating right now is 43. That is a disaster. They have ran the ball 10 times for 29 yards besides Pat Mahomes.
Which ran for
23 yards. So they are 13 for 52 yards on the ground, and they have 58 yards in the air. So that is 110 yards total of offense. With 1 interception, no fumbles.
What's really upsetting is,
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Mahomes has the most rushing yards, and he's not even like a good rusher or anything. Like he's not Josh Allen.
He's not Josh Allen, but he's slithery.
Well,
in his career, he's a little snaky. He's pretty good.
He's not.
It's a different style runner, though, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's not even faster than Josh. I don't think.
I know, but oh my word, look at Houston. Easton.
And
CJ Stroud. Read this off.
Okay, so CJ Stroud.
Completions.
12 completions, 19
attempts,
171 yards. Completion rate is 63.2%, right?
Yep. For a one touchdown.
1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 2 sacks. Okay. And
look at the rating.
109.8. So
versus
that's a
Patty.
That's a difference. Mahomes is 43.1.
Whoa. So 12 for 9 for 171 CJ in a tutty. 171 yards, 2 sacks. They've only rushed the ball for 36 yards, which is odd because Kansas City's rush defense is not good. It's just not good. Quite honestly, their pass defense is better than their run defense. So this is somewhat surprising. But look at this. Look at Nico Collins, East.
Nico Collins, 4 receptions, 121 yards.
4 catches for 121 at halftime.
He has more than the whole team combined.
At halftime. He's got more yards than the Chiefs do total. Yes. The Chiefs have 110 yards total. Nico Collins has 121 through the air. Okay, it's only halftime. It's not over. It's not over, but this could literally send the Chiefs packing in week 14.
Right.
Which is just warming my heart, if that's the case. Now, you were talking about injuries.
So, yeah. Daniel Jones out.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
That's about it, right?
For injuries this week?
There's something else I feel like I'm missing. Go to news. I think it might be on news.
Did we miss someone else's? Oh, that's.
We missed quite a few. So yeah, Colts clearly we knew. And 0 of the injuries were from the Bills today, so that's 1 in a million.
Yeah.
T. Higgins seemed like he was just
He,
head in the clouds.
I think it was second quarter. He caught a pass. No, he dropped a pass on the sideline. Fell backwards and absolutely blasted his dome on that cold, frozen turf in Orchard Park at Highmark Stadium and sat on the ground for quite a few minutes, pointed to his head.
He like tapped his helmet.
Went into the tent. I don't know why. I don't know how the heck he went back in that game, if I'm being honest. I thought he was coming out for good because he had just cleared concussion protocol on, I want to say, Wednesday. And then he was back out. I think he's banged up. I don't think he should have went back on the field because he was looking a little wacky. Now he dropped a pass after that or two.
Pretty much.
I'm not blaming that on that, but what?
I'm not. Yeah.
It didn't look good.
It on him, but...
No, I'm not blaming it on him, but I'm saying I don't know whether he dropped the pass because he was back in the concussion area or not. I don't know. Spencer Brown, we really missed him today. Last week, we got away without having Deion Dawkins or Spencer Brown for the entire game. This week, we had Deion Dawkins, and I want to say thankfully because on the right side of the line, there were some issues. There were at least one, maybe two false starts. There was some real blown blocking assignments, both in the run and in the pass. Josh Allen, I will say this, had... I don't want to say forever to throw the ball because he was running around and scrambling a lot, but I think it's because the Bengals didn't do much blitzing, played their drop back zone almost all day. We're rushing 4, maybe 5. Again, this is just from remembrance. We haven't watched film. So Josh Allen, as soon as he got any hint of anybody being close to being in his grill, well, he just slipped up a seam, extended a play. He obviously ran it pretty nicely. We talked about the touchdown. He had 78 total yards on the ground on 9 carries. So he averaged 8.6 per carry with 40 yards. Ty Johnson, another 25. I mean, the Bills ran the ball 29 times for 183 yards. We said before the game, I know we used the word 250, but if the Bills are going to run the ball like that, they're going to beat everyone that they play. Just the bottom line, especially if they win the turnover margin, which was another one of our keys. Win the turnover margin, which we did, was one key. Stop the run and run the football. The Bills ran for 183. The Bengals ran for 62. So we hit that key. We won the turnover key. We hit the rush the football and stop the rush. We nailed that key. Okay. Our other key was tight ends. Get the tight ends out of big personnel into route trees, not just stay in to block and contain, but to actually get them out into their routes. Well, the tight ends had 11 catches for, what did we say, 137 yards and a touchdown. No, 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. So we nailed that key, the Bills did. And then finally, we said keep a safety help on top of Jamar Chase. Now, we got to watch some film. We got to get some more into, some advanced metrics. But Jamar Chase, 5 catches for 40 yards and 30 yards after the catch, meaning not a single ball was thrown deep. So out of his 44 yards, 30 of them were after the catch. So the ball was not in the air for a long time.
So the short slants and the screens
are what he caught. Yeah, fine. 5 times. Nothing over the top, though. We said to contain him from going over the top, going deep. Yeah. If you're tired, you can go. You good? I'm almost done anyway. So we hit on all 4 of our keys pregame.
Except for Keon.
That was yours, but I'm talking about the video that I put out earlier in the week. I had 4 keys. Those were the 4 keys, and literally the Bills killed it on 4. Killed it on 4. Now, my prediction, I believe, was 34. I want to say 24.
Mine was 39-17.
Yours was 39-17, Bills. So you nailed their number perfect. I said my hot take was Maxwell Harrison was going to have an interception, but I also thought Maxwell Harrison should have been guarding Jamar Chase. So I didn't win. I didn't hit that. But we did get the 2 timely interceptions. Benford got it. I'm totally okay. Doesn't matter. We were close to that hot take that I did with Dan Mitchell on Wednesday, but not quite, which is totally fine. Anyway, I think that might do it for us. It is now 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to go ensure and make sure that Houston wraps up this game against Kansas City and knocks this thing out of the park and abolishes the Kansas City Chiefs' chance to make the playoffs in the 25-26 season of the NFL. I hope. Anyway, appreciate all of you. Thank you. Cold front. Go Bills. Huge win, 9-4, and we are on to the
playoffs.
Yes, we hope, but next week.
Eagles?
New England Patriots.
Oh, good God.
Next week.
And we're away.
So we're going to get into we're going to do some more recap of this in the next day or so, and then we're going to get into the preview of next week with the keys of next week's game. This is a huge game. Huge game next week. Yeah. This was even a bigger game. In the snow, 39-34. Bills take care of business. What a game. What a roller coaster. What a thriller. Joe Burrow played great. Came up a little short. Josh Allen, MVP caliber performance. No question.
We definitely need to give Jordan Poyer some love too, though. He did pretty good today.
Our defensive backfield
was pretty good.
On my eye test was horrible, if I'm being honest. I got to watch some film. I think we missed a lot of tackles.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know what happened with the field. They couldn't, I don't know. We played really soft. I don't know though. That's just what my eye tells me. I mean, here we go. Mike Gesicki replay.
That was good defense.
Good coverage. Good coverage. Yeah. Get the ball out of his hand though. Yeah. Just separate and rip in between his two hands and then rip. But yeah.
Taron Johnson hasn't had.
Not a great year.
Not
a great year. Now the corners though. Corners have been pretty much locked down throughout the year.
Yeah.
For the most part. Gesicki had a big day, did he not? 6 for 86 and a tud. Yeah. Yeah. No one else really did much at all, with the exception of Higgins and Gesicki. Joe Burrow, 25-36 for 284, 4 touchdowns. That's a little bit of an issue, but 2 interceptions. But again, they only ran the ball for 62 yards. Anyways.
His rating is 107. What was Josh's rating?
Oh, more. 139. Yeah, 140. I mean, because he was 78.5% completion rating.
That's crazy.
Which is just silly, and 9 yards per attempt. I mean, silly. We're going to unpack the rest of this, but great job by the Bills. Heading into next weekend, huge game next weekend. And all right, second half has started in Kansas City. So let's go Texans. Take it home. Cold front. Go Bills. See you guys.